Yeah, because what I did, yeah, if you see this link here, I um I basically quit my full time job in April and then quit this whole corporate 9 to 5 bullshit to try and do something out there. And I kind of built I built this platform called FameForecast where it's basically like getting smaller streamers in front of big audiences, similar to like any ad service for like Google ads and Meta ads and all these ads where just like brands promote their product or service. Well, creators also need exposure for their content. Their content is a business they're trying to make, and here I'm getting smaller creators, and I'm putting a marketplace where they can get showcased in front of big audiences, and then rated if their content if their content is voted for by the audience as the best. Yeah, yeah. I am a tax accountant. I've got 13 years of tax and accounting skills in the corporate world. I could have become a tax partner and everything, but I just gave up that to do something I'm passionate about. I started learning coding with the help of AI in the beginning of this year. Sorry, last year. So like basically in March, I talked to ChatGPT and I said I've got this idea, and what do you know? All these 10 months later, I built this platform, and I've got a full directory of all my files and I did it all myself, and I'm trying to do something here that really makes a difference for creators who are trying to get to that next level, whether they're actually like part of the majority who the algorithm doesn't show to them, or they want to like grow more community, or get to partner, right, like right before partner. So did our first showcase on Boxing Day, and we basically had a horror showcase, and then we showed like all these 4 different creators in front of a horror partner stream, and then the winner, which was Insaminik, she won the contest with her reel, and then she got raided by the partner. So she was playing Dead by Daylight, and there was like a real
Was it?
fail moment
Was
there
it?
by the killer. And but the most important part is I'm using like my program here to like actually introduce who the creator is. So instead of Twitch, oh, what game do you play? Well, none of this says what game you play. It's like who they are. This is them, like a fun fact about who they are. They talk to themselves when cooking. Did it all solo with help of AI, yeah. So I use like Grok, Gemini, DeepSeek, ChatGPT, the 4 I've used. Just with that and myself, quitting full-time work in April, I did it all myself. And so it's like every day, like, I obviously work my ass off to do stuff, and I've only recently felt like I've built it to a good point where if I can build up my rank in TFT and be like a really prominent Oceania, streamer again, like I was, because I gave it up, right, to basically, start doing this and working to get to this point. If I can now just build this all up and then get to, top ranks again, then be someone who people go to and help then, get people into the system to get discovered properly, to get in front of, if you're a TFT streamer, you get in front of big TFT, um, you know, challenges and partners. And if, you're a decent rank or whatever, like whatever the rank is, if more about who you are, and like if you get tilted and, all fun stuff people like to see, that's what it's all about. Especially with TFT, where there is a good community in TFT where it's about, just dumb stuff and bits and pieces. Yeah. Look, it's I've always had this passion. So it all started with, it literally started, you can invest in companies, stocks, crypto, everything like that, but you can't invest in creators and their success. So it all started with that concept where I see creators just like any brand or business who have their form of their, way to earn revenue is through their content and stuff. And so now, like, I built an ad, audience matching service here, basically for creators. And then they're able to get in front of these sort of fans who are loving that game, right? And especially for these types of games where it's like jump scare and, real community heavy games, these types of games are the ones that this works perfect for, because the audience is open to new things and building community and getting things. So my job is to be able to match these people with the right fans who would enjoy their content, and by me profiling everybody like through my tools and stuff, then I can figure out which audiences work. And like the first proper one happened on the 26th, but this is kind of like my first step in the whole journey of this platform. Like, if I can get this part to work and build creators who want this service and to help them grow and show that it will help them grow because of the way I tailor it, then that's going to be the best thing. Like, there's just so many things I put into place to get to this point, but I'm someone who's like a crazy problem solver. That's why I've been so good at TFT. This actual service I launched, so this part about like the open spotlights and stuff, like for each creator, I launched this only literally like in the past sort of 6 weeks or so. Like this mainly, I built a game originally, so it was like you would search for like a video here on the platform that just released, and your goal is to find a video you think is going to go viral. So you like search Twitch, like you could search for whatever game on Twitch or whatever, and you see like recent clips, and then your goal is to go like within the next 24 hours, can this clip go viral? Think about like when you can bet on sports and invest in stuff. Like, when it comes to content, there's statistics surrounding content, views, engagement scores, likes, comments. There's all sorts of data. Right now, there's no market though to exploit that data to have people like make profits from understanding viral videos and that. So that was my whole thing. But the problem was, I'm such a small brand right now with my company that I just don't have enough reach to get people onto the platform to do all this cool stuff. So I realized I had to build something creators wanted, because I need to get through the creator to their audience, to get the audience on here to vote. And when I had the thing, I had 44 of that creator's audience on here voting, and then one of them actually put a request in to do one of these things, which is literally just a viral showdown, 2 clips, which vote which one like wins or which one went more viral. So it's like you go in and it's literally just like 2 clips side by side, and your goal is to basically, I guess, work out which one is the more viral clip. Which I've parked aside now. The key thing is this discovery reels, where people like have these showcases where partners show these smaller creators to to their fans, and put themselves out as like a spotlight, like a spotlighter of talent, trying to see the next up and coming creators who just need that exposure. Because like I know for sure, like I've been in the Twitch scene for a long time, obviously. Yeah, what by the way, what is your like, obviously, like I said, I've done it all myself, right? So are you like a UX designer or something like that? Or I definitely like this thing here. Yeah, it's sort of been the way I've kind of gotten to this point has been, yeah, cool. What did you have like a coding like degree, or is that kind of what you're? Yeah, okay. You see, I just went straight in, but I understand like I need to polish it, and I haven't hired any external help so far. I'm basically now at a point, like I said, where I'm trying to put myself out there again in the streaming world, and then like these next few months, like I'm organizing, yeah, okay, networking and like protocols, and like it has been the probably the toughest part for me for sure. Like, I'm really good with the Python logic and stuff, but when it comes to like integrating APIs and stuff, I mean, I was pretty shit at it actually, but I'm actually a lot better now. Like, I actually figured out all it is all you're doing is you're entering a URL in, and that URL will give you data. That's it. That's all it is. That's all API requests are. really, when it comes down to it, and you just need to make sure you're structuring the request right and everything. So it's actually really interesting. But I learned all of this in 10 months from zero experience in this, just with like dedicating myself and quitting full-time work, around 6 months ago to just commit on something extraordinary. And yeah, we're here now. Yeah, exactly. That's all it is. So I've got APIs within mine, like for my games, when like I vote, one of my biggest modules is the voting module, obviously in that in the discovery reel where everyone votes for their favorite, um, after a certain time, and then it sends it all to my server and stores in my database of all the votes. And I've got a really really sophisticated setup here with like the way I'm tracking like engagement, just like any ad, right? Like how long the video is watched for, whether they're getting visited, like whether their channel is getting visited from the website, like all of these metrics that a creator will have a personalized dashboard which will show all of this data for them, which gives them like all this knowledge on like who actually engaged with their content. And yeah. Oh, you found some of the API responses? Probably, yeah. Because like I said, I'm focusing mainly on this one. I think you probably saw this viral verdict one right now. The title isn't flying through properly onto this page because I've got something in there that has I can either do a custom title or no. If there's no custom title, it should be just this, which for some reason on that page it's defaulting to the title, which is none. So I know that's an easy fix, which I need to do, but I need to fix this as well, like because I completely stopped worrying about this because obviously I spent all my time focusing on UX. Yeah, okay, yeah, for sure. Look, I'm like I'm gonna be around. Obviously, I start like I don't know what you like, whether you're back to work next week or whatever, but I'm someone who I live at home now, just working on this, and I'll be streaming random times and yeah, like jumping on, showing this, streaming TFT, all that good shit. So certainly I'll be around, and yeah, like can especially with like this whole platform, I'm trying to, like I said, get back into, yeah, cool. Trying to get back into the TFT community to then be able to help these like smaller TFT creators who are trying to get there, and be someone who's who has content out there as well and is in this same world as any gamer who wants to use this service. Like right now, you can see I'm building up my profile for my I'm trying to show that I'm like a who I am really, right, and how I'm doing this on my stream and stuff through X. So yeah, just keep on going, and that's the goal. But no, really good meeting you. Hey, I'm gonna head off to bed now, do a couple more things, but yeah, really good. Hopefully you can get to Diamond real soon, and yeah, like if you even if you just know anyone who's are you in East Coast or Perth? Because I'm in Perth. Um, but yeah, if you know Melbourne, yeah, cool. Pretty late. Yeah. Um, but yeah, like if you obviously this is something that the way it's going to work is it needs to be widely adopted to have creators understand the services there, and I'm building I've got a whole system to get the right people to look at it. But word of mouth and this type of stuff, like if creators who are looking for something to, I guess, get past that little bridge, to get the bridge from where they are to the next, this is what I'm building. No one does this. No one does creator to creator marketing like this. This is a dedicated fan to fan system where it's like a matchmaking system for games and stuff, right? I'm doing the same here for creators, fans, audiences. I've known so many people who have I really appreciate that. I've seen a lot of people who have made their career from being raided. So there's so many different people who have had that one chance to impress. Yeah. Well, if you like, if I'm on stream one time, like I next time instead of playing TFT or doing that all the time, if you actually have some advice and stuff on it, like I'm all ears. Like I'm someone who I don't know, like I'm not an expert in any individual things here. I've built it all together using my problem solving and tools to get here. So like I'm all ears if like to look at it or have a talk or whatever in any capacity really. So like I've been really humbled by this whole thing because like I'm not an expert in I'm an expert in tax, but I'm not an expert in programming. So for me, like to be able to get it to a better state is like and to see it from a different perspective when it's been me. And I've spoken to a lot of people about like partnerships and bits and pieces, but in terms of like the actual site and stuff, like obviously I've kind of done that myself mainly. So yeah, I am. Of course I am. Yeah, I'm like, this is how the flow should be. I'm figuring out like how, like obviously what is the the major cell here. I've gone through several iterations. Just recently, this was the homepage, but then I only changed it to this as the actual landing page because ultimately fans have not been coming here because they don't know about it. So it has to be the first landing chance for anyone to land has to be the creator who's then going to get their audience to use it. So even like this week I've changed that. So I'm always iterating and I'm very active with what I'm doing to try and get it to work. But the fact that I've got my first showcase done and I'm still setting up for the next ones from that data. And the good thing is it all worked. My backend flowed. It actually was technically really good, which I'm like super happy about. And the way the data was captured, it was all perfect. So, people could vote, people could watch it. It just all worked perfectly. So now it's about making sure the next one, like in terms of the raid and how that all works, and just I built a very sophisticated tool that will be in all the channels who are in the showcase, who are gonna it monitors literally all the logs for the chat, people coming and going, and then looking at the raid transfer and like the users retained in the raid winners stream. And I'm doing a lot of obviously data analytics surrounding it, which is the key thing to show that this can work. So yeah, anyway, good shit.